The only local news teams taking action for you. KIMA KEPR Action News starts now.
Coming up this morning on Action News, firefighters are on the scene of a wildland fire that sparked hours ago. One home is threatened in vehicles, and a vehicle has been burned, though officials say the fire is contained. We'll share the latest on that. Plus, Yakima County coroner could be facing charges after reporting allegations of a poisoning. Police say they found no evidence of that and now have recommended charges be filed, and a different agency has taken up the case. We'll share the details. And the state ag department is expanding the Japanese beetle quarantine. The new boundary extends into the lower valley, and ag department leaders are asking farmers and residents to take a few steps to help prevent the spread. We'll have that story and more coming up as you start your day with us right here on Action News. Good Tuesday morning, everybody. I'm Dave Furtado.
And I'm meteorologist Jefferson Donovan.
And Jefferson, in the world of weather, everything seemed pretty copacetic yesterday. Not too much to write home about, but I do know we have some wind in the forecast, right? That could be playing a role in our day-to-day today.
Yeah, I would say that wind is going to be the biggest widespread thing, biggest widespread piece of weather conversation today. It's not going to be damaging wind necessarily, but it is going to be a bit breezy to gusty. Most of us today seeing winds gusting up to around 30 miles an hour or so. We could see winds gusting as high as 50 miles an hour, though, in the Kittitas Valley. So again, wind is going to be the big weather topic of conversation today. There's also going to be a slim chance of showers, primarily from the Tri-Cities eastward. But as we look at Yakima this morning, we're not going to be looking at precipitation today, but winds in Yakima could gust as high as 30 miles an hour. It's 48 degrees right now. As we go into the afternoon, temperatures today will be seasonal. Here's a look at your weather headlines today. We are going to be looking at those isolated shower chances, again, primarily from the Tri-Cities eastward today, to go with those gusty winds. Temperatures are going to be staying seasonal not only for today, but through the remainder of the forecast period, with upper 70s to low 80s. And in general, there's really not too much to write home about. We're not looking at much in the way of active weather after we get past today. I will break down all three of these weather headlines in greater detail coming up.
Thanks, Jefferson. We begin this morning with breaking news. Benton County Fire District 1 is currently on the scene of a vegetation fire that broke out just after 1:40 this morning. Now, the fire is near East Toothacre and South Meals Road. Officials say a vehicle is involved, and a home and several outbuildings are threatened. An acre of sagebrush and grass has burned so far, and firefighters have confirmed that the blaze is contained. Crews will remain on scene to mop up. We'll continue to update you as more information becomes available. And a man accused of setting multiple fires is now facing arson charges. 42-year-old Zenaido DiGalato is accused of setting a fire that destroyed a bridge near West Side Park in Grandview last May. Now, he's been charged with first and second degree arson. According to court documents, Grandview police arrested DiGalato on August 30th after police say he set fire in a house in the 500 block of West 4th Street. While police were investigating that fire, they determined that he was also a suspect in the bridge fire. Now, the documents say witnesses saw DiGalato standing on the bridge and throwing rocks, and then was seen running from it after the fire started. DiGalato is listed as a Sereno gang member. He's being held in the Yakima County Jail on $20,000 bail. Yakima police are requesting charges against County Coroner Jim Curtis. According to a statement from the Yakima Police Department, Curtis reported allegations of a second-degree assault via poisoning to Yakima police. The statement says a police investigation took place, but there was no evidence of a poisoning, so they recommended charges be filed against Curtis. Because of the potential of charges against Curtis being filed in the city of Yakima and Yakima County, the case is being turned over to the City of Ellensburg Prosecutor's Office for evaluation and a charging decision. We will continue to follow this story. We also have an update on a potential scam in Sunnyside. Last week, we reported that the city of Sunnyside was warning residents of a man who was trying to get water samples from a resident. Now, this man was not identified as someone working for the city, and his car had no city identification on it. Following our report, a private company hired by the city to carry out the water testing advised Sunnyside officials that the man was an employee working for them. The man works for a company called Lab Tests, and he was collecting bacteria and nitrate samples on behalf of the Yakima Health District. We have reached out to the city of Sunnyside for additional comments on the matter. And there was a rally yesterday for ballot measure 2117 at the 76 gas station on 2nd Avenue in Yakima. Measure 2117 would repeal portions of the Climate Commitment Act pertaining to the tax on gas prices. At the event, we spoke to Amanda McKinney, who said she was there as a citizen, not as a Yakima County Commissioner.
We're saying there's a better way if we want to work together on global climate issues, but it isn't on the backs of hardworking Washingtonians who don't have any way to audit the results.
McKinney was unable to say how much this repeal would save Washingtonians at the gas pump. And a planned water outage in Pasco is set to take place later this morning. City leaders tell us water service will be temporarily shut off to customers along Broadmoor Boulevard and Burns Road. The move is needed for crews to continue to work on the intersection where a traffic signal and a fire hydrant are being installed. The water service interruption is set to begin at 9 a.m. and will last until 3:30 p.m. Leaders with the Department of Agriculture are expanding quarantine boundaries in the Lower Valley to try to better control Japanese beetles. The new boundary not only includes, most of Grandview, but also parts of Benson County, Sunnyside, Bapton, and other parts of the Lower Valley. Ag Department leaders want farmers to take a few extra steps to protect crops and stop the Japanese beetle population from spreading.
What they'll need to do is approach our plant services program and enter into a compliance agreement with them. And that lets them harvest just like they normally would if they follow some certain guidelines to help prevent Japanese beetle from spreading.
Now, Across this says another way to prevent the spread of the beetles is to separate your yard waste from your regular waste and to dispose of it separately from your regular garbage. For more information about the quarantine and to understand the rules, head over to our website, KIMATV.com. With many students returning to or kicking off their post-secondary education this autumn season, new numbers show quite a boost for one local university. Washington State University Tri-Cities is seeing a 16% increase of first-year students during its enrollment as the semester kicks off this month. The Richland-based campus is seeing more first-year students than 5 other local colleges across our region. Leaders say it's a great sign to see post-pandemic and point to the growing population of the Tri-Cities.
We are seeing increased students on campus in general, which is really exciting to see. There's more buzz around campus. We're hearing from returning students that they notice the growth on our campus, so it's just really exciting to see more student life here.
The other thing about the Tri-Cities is that we live in a fast-growing area, one of the fastest-growing areas in the state, and we really do serve our region. So I think that part of our being up in numbers is because our region is also growing.
While the numbers at WSU Tri-Cities have increased system-wide, WSU has seen a 3% decrease in enrollment this year compared to last year. Leaders tell us the new rollout of FAFSA is part of the issue. Now, Jefferson, let's talk weather here because temperatures seems a little bit cooler than yesterday, and we have some of that wind as well. So just definitely have to keep that in mind as we make our way out the door this morning.
Just a tad cooler than yesterday for those raw temperatures, but you're right. Those winds are going to be the biggest noticeable difference today when compared to yesterday. Now, yesterday there was that slight chance of showers in the forecast area. We didn't really see much precipitation, but that slight chance of showers was there. Today we are going to see more of the same. That slight chance of showers will exist, but we are going to primarily stay dry. As Dave was mentioning, temperatures today a few degrees cooler than yesterday, but still very seasonal for this time of year as we see passing clouds and sunshine for Yakima and Ellensburg with partly to mostly cloudy skies for the Tri-Cities, Walla Walla, and Pendleton. We'll dive into the Storm Tracker Futurecast and we'll discuss if there's any adverse weather after today coming up.
Thanks, Jefferson. The time now is 5:09. Coming up on Keeper KIMA this morning, we talked the Kroger-Albertsons merger. The Evergreen State is suing to stop it with fears that the companies will sell off stores for profit, leaving communities without a grocery store. The battle in the courtroom expected to wrap up today. And in Everett, leaders with Boeing say layoffs may be necessary as the machinist strike jeopardizes the company's recovery, adding they need to conserve cash. Now the striking workers are calling it a scare tactic. We'll dive into all that state news in about 2 minutes, but later in the show, some national news. Texas firefighters have been battling a pipeline fire that sparked after a car hit a valve. It prompted evacuations, damaged houses, and melted vehicles. The pipeline is expected to continue burning into the morning. We do have to take a quick break, but stay with us. The show's just getting started, and we have more news and weather heading your way.